I woke up and slipped in a huge pile of purple puke that I had left there the night before. The floor still bears the mark. So I shall never forget what I can't really remember. But that morning, lying in my puke, I realized that I just couldn't be me anymore. I didn't want to be me anymore, and either drinking was going to have to lose all of its relevance or I was going to have to die. And I didn't even really care which. And I didn't think anybody else cared either. But I pulled myself up and decided that I was going to get to work at my job at a middle school. Still drunk. But luckily, it was a snow day. So instead, I got into my car. So in the middle of the snowstorm, I was going to go ahead to the liquor store, and I said out loud to myself, "You don't have to do this." And a little voice in my head said, "Well, it'll be the last time." I do not really remember much about that night. I do remember puking on my chest in the middle of the night and not being able to turn over and wondering if I was going to even be alive in the morning. Spoiler alert, I was alive in the morning. I smoked cigarettes at that time, so I came out to my back stoop, sat down to smoke, and the person that I live with showed up and said this: "Watching you kill yourself is heartbreaking." It was then I realized that I was not just hurting myself, and I asked if there was somebody that I could call. And she called a friend she knew who was sober, and that person came over, and 45 minutes later, I was in my kitchen nook, and I said, "I think that I have a drinking problem." And something fell out of my chest. And I knew that there was going to be a wound that was fragile for a long time, but that there was hope and things were going to be better. I'm sober because I no longer want to escape myself. Instead, I want to be available for myself and present no matter what emotion I'm going through, experience, no matter the twisted little thought, any sort of intricacy of me, I am available for myself.
What has sobriety given to me? It has literally, with all my heart, it has opened up the eyes of my heart and given me peace within. Something I've longed for forever.
Well, what hasn't sobriety given me? First of all, it has given me power, which is an enigma, I think, a little bit. And it has also given me grace. It has given me gratitude and humility. And along with that, it has given me a life that I never could have imagined for myself in any of my wildest dreams.
Okay, another thing that I really like about my sobriety is I get to participate in life 24 hours a day. I don't check out with my bottle or my drugs. And if a tragedy happens in my life, I get to be there and be part of it. And if something good's going on in my life or somebody's life, I get to be part of that joy. And I've heard people say this, and I believe it's true, that we learn to laugh at our mistakes and we cry about our successes. It's just great.
I choose to be sober because I grew up with an alcoholic father who often fought with my mom, and there was a lot of emotional, spiritual, physical destruction in our family, and I decided I didn't want to perpetuate that and continue that cycle with my own 2 children.
So sobriety has given me actually like a whole new lease on life, which sounds very cliche, I'm sure. But before sobriety, I was in a really dark place, almost like a hole. And now when I wake up in the morning, there's a lot more lightness and a sense of self that I never had before.
Sobriety has given to me, I was thinking of the 3 words: accountability, reliability, integrity, a second chance at life, good relationships with people, including Miss Esther, and the opportunity to help people or to give what has been given to me. An occupation that I love, and a warm roof over my head, and so many things. Stronger faith, and I'm just grateful that I got to be part of your sobriety too. So thank you, Esther.
Oh, thank you.